What's up, Lulus? How we doing?
Woo!
I'm in a non-traditional marriage. My wife and I still enjoy each other's company. Yeah, she still finds me attractive even though I swim with my shirt on. I actually make love with my shirt on too. It's a little awkward because she'll go buy some nice sexy lingerie and then I kind of just shuffle in my Winnie the Pooh outfit. My boy dog's in the corner like Eeyore. Don't worry, this won't last long. But no, I love my wife. My wife's great with kids. She thinks that I don't like children, and she just doesn't understand that I can't talk to them the way she does. Like, I can't just walk up to a random child at a baseball game and start saying things like, "How old are you? That's a pretty dress. Is your dad single?" But I do have one son. He's Gen Z. He's moved out. I like messing with him because they're also anxious. So like, I'll just start texting him on like a random Wednesday afternoon. I'll just be like, "We need to talk. ... Please call me. ... I think one of my other favorite things about Gen Z and him in particular is one of their favorite pastimes now is just it's like trendy to do things that are completely normal without their cell phones. Then they call it raw dogging. Back in my day, raw dogging was how you became pro-choice. But another universal fact about raw dogging is that everyone's mom has done it. At least once. Including my own. Which is, I also think that my mom was kind of a cat lady too, because she used to just leave me home alone for like days at a time with like 3 cans of tuna and a saucer of milk. But I live down here in Colorado Springs. I really like Colorado Springs. It's always kind of reminded me of like weed with seeds in it. It's a little bit cheaper down here. I'm always really surprised when it's good. Sorry guys. I did recently realize that I was addicted to weed. I found out the hard way when I had to fly back in time to a state where weed is still illegal. And I found myself like shoving pre-rolls up my ass. But because of my blue-collar genetics, my C3 vertebrae actually, my ass crack starts around here. So it actually wasn't really that difficult to get it up there. But I was born over at Fort Carson. Both my parents were in the Army. It's probably why, Army, let's go. It's probably why I decided to join the Marines when I was 17 years old. But it turns out one of the reasons I joined the Marines is because way back in the 1900s, they were like the only branch that didn't drug test. And I found out that there is enough drugs that you can do that they won't let you into the Marines. So that kind of ended badly for me. And so after I kind of washed out of the Marine Corps, I picked up another job selling drugs. Yeah, I sold drugs to a cop twice. Became a convicted felon, which isn't all bad actually. It's actually really easy to get out of destination weddings. So if I need to buy a gun, I can just go to the parking lot of a gun show. But after I got my felony, I was in my 20s. I was young. My life kind of spiraled out of control. I put on a ton of weight. I was in and out of court all the time. And I realized that, I just got really toxic with women. And if I didn't turn my life around, it was a solid chance I could end up serving like 48 years in the White House. But that didn't happen. I became a bartender instead, totally different career. It's different because drugs are solid, alcohol's liquid. I like bartending. It's one of the few jobs where you get to slowly poison the customers. They think it's their idea, and I make pretty good money. Basically like ExxonMobil. But man, guys, World War III's ramping up. Not really ready for that yet. I'm still working on the war on Christmas. But talking about another civil war too, which actually, a couple of facts about the first Civil War, why I'm not opposed to a second Civil War. During the first Civil War, triage was invented, ambulances were invented, Thanksgiving was invented, look it up. So if we had another second Civil War, I mean, there's a couple cousins I would probably pop to get free healthcare in another 3-day weekend. I mean, really think about it. Oh man. But I'm definitely getting old now. Realized that the other day when I did a bong rip and I threw my back out. And then after I did that bong rip, I was playing Call of Duty with my friends and went to use the bathroom, forgot I left my mic on. While I was taking a piss, my buddy asked me if I lived in a wet cave. So it's probably time to get my prostate checked out. The older people in the room will get that one. I do try to stay healthy though. I've been working on some stuff. I've been doing the cold plunge. You guys know what the cold plunge is? Yeah, I do that with my nuts now every time I sit on the toilet. But growing up, I had kind of a unique situation. My dad came out as gay when I was growing up. It was never really an awkward situation for us. But it did get a little weird a couple times towards the end of his life. I took care of him while he was in hospice. And the first time was when he asked me to delete his porn collection. And my dad was an accountant. So these are like meticulous files with names like 1997 taxes.butts. And they were all like still photos of like Latin men. I don't know, I guess dad had a type. But the other time it got a little weird was, he had VA benefits, so they just never came. So I had to end up doing a lot of the healthcare, the home healthcare, and I had to give my dad a suppository. This is a true story. And it was really awkward for both of us because I think we both realized in that moment that it was like the last time a man was lovingly going to place something in his ass. But once I started doing comedy and I started talking to other comics, I realized that a lot of them start doing comedy after a parent dies, usually their dad. Then I started thinking, I was like, maybe it's just like one last dad joke. And I started thinking about the conversation, like the deathbed conversation. It's like, son, yes, father. I need you to do something for me. Yes, anything, father. I need you to do stand-up comedy. But dad, I'm not that funny. He's like, yeah, I know, but I need you to do this. Okay, will I make money? Probably not. All right, will it make me more attractive to women? Not again, no, not gonna happen. All right, well, how about, listen, I need you to do this because I have a bet with the other dads in hospice. And if you don't do this and do comedy, I'm gonna have to wear a ghost dress until the Rockies win the World Series. And that's why I always do the full set, even if it's an empty room, because you never know whose ghost dad is in attendance. All right, guys, I'm Joey. Thank you. Have a good night.